chờ đợi trong suốt những phút giờ vừa qua. Xin các bạn cho một tràng pháo tay thật to để chào mừng ông Steve Ballmer, Tổng Giám đốc Tập đoàn Microsoft. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steve Ballmer.
Good morning, a great meeting with the Prime Minister, some discussion with some companies from the UK that want to do software development here in Vietnam. But if you promise to keep a secret, I'll tell you something. So promise now. Of all the meetings I get to do here on my first day in Vietnam, the one I am most excited about is this one, meeting with software developers. Because as everybody in this room knows, the heart and soul of the creativity, the innovation, the drive for information technology and all of the benefits that it brings comes from software developers. Our company was really born with its first customers, all software developers. You go back 30-odd years ago when Bill Gates and Paul Allen started Microsoft. What was the first product? Was it for end users? Was it for IT people? No. It was a basic interpreter for developers. And still today, as we look out, and believe me, we're excited about the range of innovation that software is going to enable over the course of the next 20 years. It's going to come because the pace of hardware development is rapid, but because there's groups of people around the world with the creativity and energy that this group of people in this room today has. And I'm sure some of the most amazing innovations which are seen here in Vietnam and around the world will come from people who joined us here today. This is my first trip in Vietnam. Won't be my last, but it is my first trip in Vietnam. And the one thing our team was so pleased to share with me, and the one thing Bill Gates was so keen to share with me before I go was, Steve, there really is a phenomenal interest in software development in Vietnam. Software development and ICT. I've heard amazing stories, so I'm excited to have a chance to talk with you today. I only have 30 minutes for everything that's coming. There's too much. There's too many important technologies coming to market. But I'm going to try to make sure that you share some of my enthusiasm about the future and what software will enable and some of the core technologies that we're going to try to invest in together with you. If you take a look at it, at the end of the day, from a developer perspective, there are three things that have to be important. What are the platforms, or the runtimes, or the experiences that people want to have extended through software development? Windows is a platform, but it is also an application, and it creates an environment for your creativity and innovation. But today we talk about innovation not just around Windows, .NET, but Microsoft Office is a development platform. SAP has become a development platform. Microsoft Dynamics is a development platform. Our Virtual Earth software is a development platform. There are so many platforms, or so many software products that present APIs and extensibility that I think there's just an incredible range of places to invest your energy and expertise. Second is really around the development tools that people use to build applications. At the end of the day, a software developer actually spends most of their time inside some tool set. And at Microsoft, we're very focused in on what it takes to enhance your productivity by the work that we put into tools. People talk about tools for business, tools for studio, and expression in some of our other products is unmatched in the marketplace. And last but certainly not least is the whole move to software as a service. Software is evolving. In the last 10 years, 20 years, we think about building software, putting it on a CD or DVD, and shipping it. Increasingly, software will live in the internet. You'll click someplace, and everything you need to run that application will be available to you, distributed and taking advantage of the power of a PC or a phone or a corporate server. But the internet is transforming the way software is built every bit as much as the internet is transforming media and financial services and other industries. And I'm going to try to talk a little bit about what's going on in each of these areas. Certainly, I know we've had a chance here on the Developer Days to talk to you a little bit about Windows Vista and .NET 3.0. I just want to put a little emphasis on it. First thing you have to understand is Windows Vista is off to an incredible start in the market. We've already shipped over 40 million copies of Windows Vista. And while we certainly have work to do to continue to get applications compatible with Vista, together with software developers here and around the world, while we have work to do on device drivers or its, which means it will create opportunity for all of you as software developers to write applications that take advantage of Vista. Do very rich presentation, media, documents. We've built in through WCF great support for remote web services across the network. We have workflow services and identity services through CardSpace and through our Windows Workflow Foundation services now is a core part of the way you build Windows applications. And of course, we support all the modern internet technologies. I really encourage you to take a look at some of the incredibly exciting applications people are doing that take advantage of these new capabilities. I was with the publisher of the New York Times, one of perhaps the most important newspaper in the United States. And they've written not just a new website, they've really written a whole new application that makes reading the New York Times on a Vista PC feel almost exactly like reading that same newspaper in print. And that's because of the amazing work that some software developers did at the New York Times. But no matter what the application is, there's are to exploit the new platforms as early as they can. We did not yet do a new server release of Windows to go along with Vista. We still use the code name Longhorn for that release of Windows Server. We will ship that at the end of this year. And again, while there are new capabilities for IT people, we have better protection, we have important things for this audience are the enhancements that we're making to Windows Server as a web server. With the new capabilities in IIS, with the additional support that we're putting into the .NET Framework 3.5, your ability to write web applications and deliver them and have them be rich and exciting and high performance will be unmatched versus any other operating system platform in the market with the things that we will deliver at the end of this year. The beta of Windows Server Longhorn is already available, and again, as software developers, I encourage you to take a look at it and try it out. The big topic or big theme in our industry is where does software go from here? And I think we can get a lot of different views. Sometimes if you read on the internet, you would believe that in the future, all computing is going to move back out into the internet center. We're just going to have dumb PCs or dumb terminals and dumb phones talking to smart applications in the internet cloud. Sometimes smart servers in corporate environments and smart, rich user interface and rich user experience, but still just the data, what I like to call click-to-run applications. PC applications today get installed and internet websites get clicked on. In the future, you won't be able to tell the difference. You'll click someplace and everything that you need will appear magically. A software platform needs to that let you do rich things on the PC, but have that talk to websites. We need technologies that allow across websites and from websites to smart software developers of the world, the tools that you need applications. Internet applications, but internet applications that don't have to have compromises in user interface. With what we're doing in .NET 3.0 and .NET 3.5, you can get those same click-to-run capabilities, but in a way that lets you completely and immersively have an experience that doesn't just live in the browser, but is click-to-run on the internet, but really takes full advantage of anything on a Windows PC. And all the same skills, the .NET development skills that you build, they work for Silverlight, they work for Windows, they work for Windows Mobile, they will work for Xbox and other living room and TV-based devices. They work at another level too. Many businesses will love the idea of you writing applications that use Microsoft Office for their presentation. Most business users live in tools like Outlook and Word and Excel. People love the notion of having your application be able to share data with Microsoft Office. And again, through SharePoint and through Office itself, the .NET development skills that you're building up really matter. The other area in which we're doing now a lot of work for presentation is voice. Back that comes in purely a voice format. And we want to bring this too to the world of the .NET environment and the world of the internet. We recently bought a company called Tell Me. Tell Me operates one of the largest voice response system in the world. You can call 1-800 in the United States, 555-TELL, and you can ask almost any question. And there's a whole portal environment back there. And the question is, how do we increasingly allow you too to write applications that are entirely accessible from a phone or simply through a voice-activated user interface? And we'll do that too in the context of the .NET environment. As software moves to a service, and as we move to the cloud, it's important that we as a company give you as software developers a platform you can use so that you don't have to start from scratch every time you want to write your own cloud application. When we started on the PC, the first thing we built was a platform called Windows. When we started on the phone, the first thing we did was build a platform for software developers called Windows Mobile. When we started in the enterprise, we built a platform for enterprise data centers called Windows Server. And in the same way, we're now building the Windows Live platform for you in the cloud. We don't think every one of you should have to learn to build huge mammoth data centers. We can absorb the effort to build those data centers, to build the capital, and give you an environment where you can, in a very nice way, host your code, have storage available, security services, management services, so that for you, writing an application and hosting it and delivering it as a service from the internet should be even simpler in a way than writing a Windows or Windows Server application today. So whether it's storage, networking, computation, identity, directory, security, management, you should have all of those services And inside the .NET tool set, you simply write your application, hit a button, and the button says host. And it will automatically take care of caching it around the world for you, distributing bits down to PCs, phones, whatever the case may be. When we succeeded with Windows, we succeeded because software developers, like everybody in this room, support Windows. For us to succeed in the internet cloud, we need to mirror that success. We'll need your support. We'll need your development. But we also need to make sure that we as a company are writing applications on our cloud platform. What does Office Live look like? It needs to be built the same way that any application you write is built. What does CRM Live look like? Dynamics Live, Xbox Live. And so as we build this platform for you, we're also building the platform that we're using for all of our own future development. I said at the beginning that I think the tool sets are very, very important. And the platforms are very important. Sometimes those two things tend to go together. But certainly today, I think there are a number of interesting technologies from a tools and platform or deployment perspective that we are talking to you about. Some of you will write what I would call rich applications from the ground up. You may write those in Windows 32 APIs or in .NET APIs. We want to support you. Many of you are interested in doing rich applications that are really designed as websites and targeting masses of people here in Vietnam and around the world. For you, we've just made available Silverlight. We have a new programming model and tool sets around SharePoint and what we call Office Business Application. We have new tools coming that will make it easier than ever before to include data and data access in your programs. And last but certainly not least, one of our first software plus service development models will come later this year with something we call Titan, which is a programming model and set of tools that let you extend and write your own business applications that run on our cloud platform and extend our own CRM environments. One of the concepts that is kind of most pronounced here is really this notion of mashup. How do we take building blocks that come from Microsoft or Salesforce.com or somebody else and integrate them together in our own rich applications? And we just shipped a kind of I'll call it kind of an exciting little tool. This is not a tool in which you're going to write the biggest, most complicated next piece of code. But it is a mashup tool for lightweight customization for end users. We call it PopFly. And PopFly is a tool that will allow a sophisticated end user or a developer, without even writing code, to start dragging and dropping and mixing experiences across websites and then rehosting that as their own unique experience. We have a special space up on the web where we allow people to share their projects. We let you get at and write code that takes advantage of our own live services. You can write your own programs that end users can first interesting applications that takes advantage of our Silverlight runtime. And so I encourage you all to go take a look at the beta of Microsoft PopFly that's up on the internet. Of course, how would you find it? I encourage you to go to MSN Search and type PopFly. But for those of you who have other means, it's out there, and we encourage you to take a look and really get after it. So a lot of innovation, a lot of new things coming, and at the end of the day, every new innovation is only as good as the amount of support it gets from software developers. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about platform or application. The first question I think all of us ask is, how do I build on it? How do I extend it? What are its APIs? What are the tools? There's really never been as exciting a time to be a software developer as right now. And what's going to happen with software plus service, rich new runtimes, the explosion of mobile as a software development platform, the continued advance and change in user interface, it's just going to make for more and more and more exciting opportunities for software developers. A few years ago, I was giving a speech at one of our developers conferences, and I got even more excited perhaps than I am right now. And I just told folks, it's all about developers, 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 developers. And I mean it. You have the greatest opportunities, the greatest opportunity to make a difference, and hopefully Microsoft will be absolutely critical to you for the software, the tools, the platforms, the runtimes that you use to really amaze the world with your work and your innovation. I appreciate the chance to talk to you today. I appreciate all of the support that you show us. If you have questions, I know I'm a little short on time, but I'm Steve B at Microsoft.com. Feel free to send me a piece of email. I'd love to have a chance to hear from you. Good luck. Go get them. Nothing better than you. Thank you.
Xin cảm ơn ông Steve Ballmer vì đã dành thời gian